Some of them. Still not a bad Ryushu passive to have, since I don't know if any of our others are particularly interesting for the team.
Ryoshi doesn't really have any good passive, so yeah.
Like, base passive is like fine, but there is never going to happen. Spider is like fine, but rarely happens in a team. Euro DV 011 here. W I think is just for like charge up last year. Kurokumo, I mean, is a fine enough passive, but not on this team.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Butler.
Actually, Butler's usable, isn't it?
Actually, Butler's usable here.
Yeah, it is. Okay, I forgot about that one.
If you like deploy a Heathcliff last, so he get the haste, it actually helps him a bit. Interesting. Chef is whatever. 7 is what I was here. I also see B can work a little bit. No, maybe Butler could be done instead, huh? No, I considered that.
So Butler's a decent backup unit. Well, like
yeah, that too. Yeah.
She was like,
Nope. It's not the worst to start up. But yeah. It's still a problem. It's funny how this is maybe Ryoshu's worst ID, but it's not even that bad by ID standards.
Yeah, no, I mean it's fine. You could sub it in. I'm just saying, like, you'd rather sub in made Ryoshu.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you private?
The phony 120 damage from bullet or haste and poise count. Well, not like leaf to flax poise count, so the haste is also just. Like, he's naturally fast, but it makes him more consistent.
He does get bonus damage from speed.
Yeah. He's naturally a 3 to 8, so if, like, and his skill 2 gives him 2, all of his skills gives him 2 aces instead of skill 3. That's, like, pretty easy for him to get 5 speed above the opponent already by default.
Okay, I'm good.
Okay. Is anyone not good?
Take it away.
Also
Okay.
his passive also gives him haste, so honestly he's fine. Alright.
19th of February, Briar Road.
Got a snowman.
Snowman.
So this is where
I am at the exit. I will be ready very soon.
Okay.
That's fine.
Briar Road.
You can probably start the stream.
Oh, we already did.
Ah, look.
Fuck.
Naruto-san. Look at that regulation metal helmet. It's unmistakable. The men of Scotland Yard are here. They're investigating as we speak.
That is their job, you know.
You know what? Naruto-san, you see one of my own eyes. They're often depicted in the adventures of Sherlock Holmes, but I never rarely I've ever come this close. Into a real Bobby's helmet.
What? The helmet?
Of course. I have to try one on one day.
Well, I hope your Hattie dream comes true.
One sec.
Mr.
How
Brandon.
did I know? Oop. It's the wrong thing.
I
Hang on.
forget.
Who's bread? Hello.
I'm just trying to get well, I can see all volume.
This is not a scuff stream, no.
It's always stuff.
Yeah, there's always some amount of scuffage.
I agree.
What's the...
Something's gotta get fucked.
There we go. Okay, Roman, you good?
Yeah. What? Why did I make him sound like just What's the Japanese delegation doing here?
Oh, Inspector Gregson.
I have
This isn't
audio
on
off
the
Felix. I don't know.
This isn't on the tourist trail, as I'm sure you're well aware.
Yes, of course. We're here to investigate and wear some hats.
So you've been in the holding cells then? What do you make of the criminal?
He's not a criminal, as you put it, Inspector. He's a suspect.
Huh. We'll see about that. You Japanese like to stick together, I suppose. Well, do what you will. Doesn't bother me. The bloke's still in court tomorrow, whatever happens, and the verdict's a foregone conclusion.
Stone cold air of rejection.
Take heart. London at this time of year is full of stone-cold air.
Oh joy.
True.
That makes it worse somehow.
But first,
Oh god, UI elements.
Scotland Yard. Tell me about Scotland Yard, Inspector. Ever since I read about it in The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, I've been fascinated by the place.
A yarn? This is the most sophisticated policing organization you'll find anywhere in the world, ma'am.
Oh, and you know, I already dreamt of wearing a real Bobby's helmet. Can I steal one?
Oh boy, it sure does make them look the part, seeing that policeman there with his helmet on.
Look at him standing on a 2D surface.
True.
You certainly get the sense that this is a man who will take no nonsense in his duty of protecting the city.
Oh yes, doesn't he look wonderful?
Being a London Bobby's hard going, I can tell you.
It's still you.
Oh really?
Frozen. First thing in the morning, you know what he does? Goes around and rouses all the laborers on his beat so they can get off to work.
He wakes people up.
Yep. Raps on their windows with a long pole. Did it myself going back a bit. Although we don't pay him to do that, he just does that for fun.
I had no idea. It was for fun.
Bobby works for the people of the town. Just another one of his duties. After that, he starts tirelessly patrolling the streets all day long. He has to cover 20 miles a day. That's the regulation distance.
I can't really imagine how far that is, but it sounds like a long way.
What's a mile?
True.
Let me see what's a mile. 20 miles, approximately the distance from Tokyo to Yokohama. Holy shit, I got it.
On foot? That's definitely taking things a step too far, literally.
Actually, it's more than one step. And when it gets dark, of course, he has the important job of lighting all the gas street lamps.
Oh my.
I suppose in between all those duties, Bobbies are expected to investigate cases as well.
And chase after criminals trying to evade the law.
Did you say invade the law?
No.
I'm not sure you could call it in between exactly, more alongside, but yes. They're expected to handle those jobs as well. We do have men keeling over from time to time, I'll admit. Probably on account of all the walking, but...
Some of you may die, but that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
I'd always dreamt of wearing one of those helmets, as I said. But it's with a heavy heart that I shall have to relinquish that dream to you, Nabdo-san.
Oh no, I can't take this responsibility. Your heavy heart will be my heavy head if you do.
Right.
Vote the case, please.
It happened at around 5 in the evening, 2 days ago. just there on that open bit of pavement. The victim, a young woman, was stabbed with the blade from behind.
Is it right that the lady's still unconscious now? You mentioned that she's being treated in hospital.
I never said she was a lady. Truth is, unless she comes around pretty smartish, we won't be able to find out much about her at all.
I suppose that means they haven't been able to take a statement from her, of course.
Here's a map of the local area I happen to have on me, for just such an occasion. You can take it if you want.
It do kind of be his job.
Really? Are you sure?
It's yard policy to give lawyers, defendant, suspects the odd bit of information to go on.
I haven't actually accepted the job yet, but still.
Thank you, Inspector. We gratefully accept. We totally accepted this job already.
Now. We know what we're doing.
I mean, she probably did. He doesn't get a choice.
True. Anyway, as far as we know, there was no one else on the scene other than the victim and your fellow countrymen. So, who did it, do you think? Not much of a head-scratcher, is it?
Well, I know Mr. Natsume is also claiming not to have seen anyone else around, but...
Just because he didn't see anyone, it doesn't mean we can be sure that nobody else was present.
I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but we most certainly can be sure.
You have the security footage?
How? What's the footage?
True.
Is that another one of those measuring distances?
Because, ma'am.
We're always talking about feet and stuff. Why about foot this time?
The precise moment of the stabbing didn't go unnoticed.
What?
We have two very reliable witnesses, no less.
Ah. Yeah. Yeah.
It was a typical foggy London day, and your client obviously didn't see him.
They were witnesses now? Since
I
when?
remember it like it was yesterday.
Wait, if it was a foggy London day, how the fuck did the witnesses see it?
Don't worry about
Who
it.
are these
They had
witnesses?
special London glasses.
That's
Yeah.
true.
They had those wise London eyes. The fella and his wife was the man of and the man's one of the most reliable and respected citizens in all of London.
Mr. McGilden.
Right.
He's a copper from Scotland Yard.
Yeah.
Hopper. A policeman? That might change things.
And this policeman just happened to be there at the exact moment the woman was attacked?
And he did nothing?
We all know policemen always get there 15 minutes too late.
Nothing peculiar about that, ma'am. Part and parcel of being a bobby, catching them banging the act and all that.
Do you think it might be possible for us to ask that policeman a few questions?
Be my guest. You can ask him what you like. In court tomorrow.
Damn. Oh,
God. I've no doubt he'll be summoned as a witness. So that'll give you something to look forward to.
that's that. That's this. He's got no intention of letting us meet the men beforehand, it seems.
A policeman witnessed the incident. As a judicial assistant, I must warn you that this could make our job very difficult indeed.
Yes, as a non-judicial assistant, I could have warned me of that too. Oh yes, one more thing, Inspector.
Don't you one more thing, me. That's my job.
The person who led you to the suspect. I hear that was Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
What a peculiar name.
What are you bringing him up for?
Well, was it something I said? The color is drained from his cheeks.
Snow.
Mr. Sholmes.
Mr. Sholmes.
Holmes, just kidding, Mr. Holmes first.
Who did you hear that name from?
It's funny because we've already talked to you about him.
Oh, well, It was Mr. Natsume who mentioned it. He said that Mr. Sholmes was with the police when they entered his lodgings.
I'm sure it was the result of one of Mr. Sholmes' inspirational great deductions.
Fiddle faddle.
Yeah!
The man's an amateur. Amateur, even. And I'm getting sick and tired of him showing his mug everywhere.
Oh,
I don't know where he gets his information from, but he turns up at the scene of a crime, wanders around spotting incomprehensible rubbish, and before you know it, he claims to have solved the case.
yes, he's quite astounding, isn't he?
He's great at the Scotland Yard, though, right?
Poppycock.
Yeah, I said poppycock.
The whole universe is broken.
Ever seen this before?
Yeah. Oh, yes. That's Rank's magazine.
The wonderful publication in which the adventures of Sherlock Holmes' trademark appears.
Yeah, well, that wonderful publication, as you put it, sees fit to include several of the Yard's detectives in its stories. And the so-called great detective makes a mockery of all of us. If you ask anyone at the Yard, it's a misadventure to be included in any Sherlock Holmes tale at all.
Well, I suppose there is an element of that.
We work our socks off, every one of us. Only to be frumped by the public thanks to that obnoxious detective.
Don't front me, I'll come.
The man's as dangerous to us at Scotland Yard as he is to all our criminals.
Donald Trump.
That can't really be true. Get it, Inspector?
Clearly, the great detective and the police have a complex relationship.
It's libel. Slander, I tell you.
Libel spoken, slanders in print.
That twitchy Japanese bloke goes on trial tomorrow. Are you gonna defend him or not?
Well,
Just out here for fun or what? Makes no difference to me, but I will say this. No London lawyer worth his salt would touch that case with a barge pole.
because the prosecution is being handled by the Reaper of the Bailey, you mean?
There's no way to save the man now. It's a waste of time trying. It is all a bit strange, though.
Sorry?
The Reaper. He hasn't appeared in court once for a good few years now.
Yes, we did hear something of that effect.
And the only people he usually bothers with are the real scum. The master criminals. The violent ones.
Master criminals?
The violent ones?
Yeah, like Stabby McStabberson. He handpicks his victims, only deals with those guaranteed to go to the gallows for their sins.
But Mr. Natsume wouldn't hang for what he's accused of, surely.
So he stabbed someone. That's my point, Sunshine. Yes, the young woman was stabbed, but it didn't kill her. Couldn't even say the intent was there. So, this isn't sort of the case I'd be expecting the Reaper to want to sink his teeth into, for want of a better phrase.
Inspector Gregson, you forget. How often do I have to send a Japanese man to jail?
Well, it's not exactly a minor infraction, is it?
Now I'm starting to hear things. No, there's got to be more to it. Some reason he's taking an interest. Maybe he just hates you.
Really? You think he hates us, Inspector?
I think I can tell what's going on inside the head of that Lord of Darkness.
Lord of Darkness.
I wish I had like a thunder. I wish I had like a thunder crack, like soundboard button. You'll have to ask him yourself at tomorrow's trial, just like the rest of us.
How you're like going to have to face the Reaper again? The Lord of Darkness, as he put it.
I need a Chuny voice now.
I don't have a soundboard either.
Wow.
Wait, no, the only thing I have is this.
Oh in the woods.
I don't think we're going to get any more useful information out of the detective.
Please stop talking to me.
I'm pretty sure we didn't read all the conversations. Did we?
I think
we
that's
did.
correct.
No, we
Pretty
did.
sure we did.
We got the third one?
Okay.
Yeah, but
Okay.
that was the third one.
Okay, cool.
Then oh, there's some. Can I make a suggestion?
Oh yes, of course. What is it?
Well, it seems to me that we must speak with him about this.
Oh god.
Oh no. By him, do you mean Mr. Sholmes?
I've already doxed his address.
Yes, indeed.
I got his address from 4chan.
Shining eyes, you really can't wait, can you? Well, Mr. Natsume did blame Mr. Sholmes for all this, didn't he?
I'm the admin of his fan Discord. Yes, he did. He really did. Which makes him an involved party in the case. Are you just going to ignore that? I hope not. Otherwise, there'll be consequences. But I assure you,
Die.
I gotta follow. Thank
It's
you,
not
owls in a
simply
trench
myself.
coat.
Pog.
it's not simply my selfish desire to meet with Mr. Shells again. It's to
How's in a
stalk him.
trench coat, Pug?
Eh.
Ugh. Look, the trouble is, we have no idea if the man's address you. Ah,
It's ring.
Yeet.
how do you know that?
I'm out of his Discord. It's in the stories, of course, though. 221B Baker Street, the most famous address in the world.
Oh, I see. Well, there's nothing to stop us from going, I suppose. We'd better try to find our way there before Chisato-san gets any more excited and unpredictable.
Hooray! I'll summon a carriage with my magic.
Snaps fingers.
Yeah.
So, we're to have a reunion already. With the great detective, Mr. Herlock Sholmes. Say, don't nod. Start reading my mind.
Indeed. I can read your mind.
He's still here.
Now what?
Double checking.
Yeah, yeah.
everything.
Tomorrow's trial. That makes sense. I just didn't see you select it.
New locations, but they added. Wow. Sherlock, the Sholmes suit.
Fred, you know what's gonna be the awkward part about playing this game before the others?
What?
Going to the others and having to select a location so you can go to a location so you can go to a location.
Right.
Yeah, right. That's true, that's true. And sometimes you forget which locations leads to which locations, so it takes like you 10 fucking minutes to find the
Have to like fucking do an escape room just to get to the crime scene.
Right.
Oh boy, we can go stalk us up.
Can I
Obviously,
be
we don't
honest
plug
for a
that.
minute?
What's up? No
Oh
cutscene.
shit, Custine.
Cutscene.
I really hope it doesn't have dialogue and it's just that.
I like how they just allow him to have his sword out.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It's just up there overlooking the street. Good day.
Good day.
Good die.
Okay, I thought that was it for a second.
This is it.
That would have been really funny.
The residence of Mr. Herlock
I wanted him to get off the carriage without saying anything. And that was just the cutscene ending.
We suddenly became professional voice actors, didn't you know?
I
Yeah,
got
I'm
it.
supposed to sound like that.
They got the ethnicity wrong though.
Wow, that was it?
I like how you. I like how he's just British somehow.
They both are.
I mean, it kind of makes sense if they've been here for a while, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
It
silly
happens.
that they'd step off the boat like, "Oi, mate."
Imagine if there was a cutscene when they were still in Japan, and it's
Right,
just
yeah.
British voices.
Do you know when
boy.
the sequel to Ace Attorney will come out?
I feel like you're making a joke, so when?
Anyways,
Because, I mean, they did a lot of Ace Attorneys, but they're still working on gay attorneys, lesbian attorneys,
True.
identity.
I mean- That's what we're here for, polyprotectors.
So, this is where the great detective makes his living. It feels surreal to be here somehow.
It feels like you're in a game.
Whoa, back view.
She has
as
a back.
described in the stories, Mrs. Sato.
Mr.
I've not
Naruhodo,
picked
I
a
have a
Lord
back.
Mentor. Did you know that on the sun? Did nobody let us in? I lockpicked the door.
Susato-san?
Many famous cases have been solved here in this very room.
Oh, I suppose they must have been, yes. I've never read the stories, so it's hard to get quite as excited about it as she seems to be.
Detective cases the villain relentlessly as he disappears into the fog down an unlit London street. Oh, the thrill of it! The romanticism! Can't you feel your heart thumping in your chest? Can't you, Nano-san?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, I suppose I can.
I know I feel something.
If you don't mind, I'm going to smell his furniture.
Oh shit, has Herlock Strobe sat here?
I mean, she pretty much said that, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Please don't mind me smelling everything.
Oh boy, she's obsessed.
I'm gonna tease that violin is involved in like the greatest bit in the game.
Oh god. Was it?
Wow.
That is
bless
the
you.
bit. Good job.
That's what I get for doing a
Looks
smelling
like our
joke.
detective friend isn't home at present.
Don't snoop around my things while I'm gone.
Excuse me, is anyone home?
She really did lockpick the door.
Oh, do we have a visitor?
Oh no.
Oh jeez.
Hello. Is it a big new case for Mr. Sholmes?
Why are you doing your
Uh,
racist accent, Dobby?
Hello.
Because this game is racist.
You're correct.
Um,
Begrudgingly.
wait a minute. Aren't you like that girl?
Oh, how rude of me. I'll go and make some tea at once. I had a better voice in my head, but we're going with it now, I guess.
I'm
Accents
sure
are hard.
it's-
You
I'm
can
sure it's that
you can
girl
workshop it as
before.
you go.
Yeah.
Mrs. Sato, did you see that girl who was just here?
Don't care. Yes, isn't it truly extraordinary? To think that the king of Bohemia came to this very room to ask Mr. Sholmes to take on this case.
The King of Bowaria?
Hey, I'm out.
King Wilhelm Gotthard von Hermstein, of course!
Oh,
I'm sorry to everyone.
Right, I'm drawing a blank.
It speaks a lot.
Forget the
I'll-
adventures of Herlock Sholmes for a moment and look over there.
The tea is brewed, and I have a freshly baked cake as well.
Yeah, she do.
It's you!
Coppers, we got him.
A child.
We got him.
A child.
I knew it.
No,
That's
wait,
the
I'm
sound
hungry.
of it.
I'm hungry.
Mm. You
That's
sure
what they
you're,
all
you sure
say.
you're hungry and not thirsty?
Yes.
Ooh.
I feel like this might be Sholmes.
It's a 50-50.
There you are.
Who's Sholmes?
Could be
Okay, no,
anyone.
it's a flashback.
No. I'm just gonna greeting. No.
I'm taking that with you as well. I was looking forward to the trial run of my experimental smoke grenade launcher.
You're the fucker.
Oh, good day to you. I'm, well, the inventor, I suppose, of that machine.
Why is it always invent
Terrorism.
her and never invent him?
It's
Men's
the
right
girl who turned up
2025.
at the end of Mr. McGillicuddy's trial in the defendant's antechamber.
I've never met a lawyer from the Far East before. Poor you, having to get straight to work when you've only just arrived in London.
Oh, yes, it was challenging.
Well, try this tea. It's my special blend, you know.
Oh, thank you. Is tea supposed to look that color?
I have a hobby for every age I don't have.
Oh my, what a fragrant yet mellow flavor.
Hooray, it's a winner. I tried blending different leaves designed to alleviate fatigue, you see. You must be exhausted after your long voyage here, and you have another ticklish trial tomorrow. Don't ask me how I know that. I stalk you like she stalks my owner.
Hmm.
I was looking for, like, caretaker or something,
You
but we're
fucked
going,
it
we're
up.
going
You
with
fucked
it.
up, Dobby.
We're going with it. Oh,
No.
and you're to defend a Japanese man. I do wish you lots and lots of luck.
Did Mr. Sholmes tell you about us, by any chance?
Oh, you know Hurley, do you?
Who?
Hurley Davis, owner of the motorcycle company.
Shirley, Mr.
Shirley.
Holmes, you Shirley?
Mr. Sholmes was a fellow passenger on the boat that brought us to Great Britain, you see.
Was he really? Well, I had no idea. I'm afraid Hurley is out on an errand again today, even though he's just returned from overseas.
Wait a minute.
Roommate is the word I was looking for.
We met this girl for the first time ever yesterday after the trial, and only briefly at that. How on earth does she know so much about us? Did she deduce all those things, do you think?
What deduce?
Now, the son, you're speaking out loud, even louder than usual. And, and perhaps more to the point. Why is she here in Mr. Sholmes' suite?
Sweat.
Don't question why we're here, too. No, I know, I'm just fucking...
Oh, silly me. I haven't introduced myself, have you? Have I? Elegant bow. It's a great pleasure to meet you both. My name is Iris Wilson.
Oh my god.
Not Watson. They took it in the lawsuit. I live here together with Hurley.
Wow. Iris is it? What a lovely name.
Nani?
What's the matter?
Now, wait, this can't be. Did you say that your name is Willason?
Yes, they took it in the lawsuit.
Well,
I had to give
what's
up my
the
name to
matter
get localized.
What's the matter with her? Why is she so flustered all of a sudden?
Yes, that's right. And what are your names?
Oh, I'm Rinosuke Naruhodo, a lawyer from Japan.
Sorry. I'm Naruto Sanchez's assistant, Susato Mikotoba. It's wonderful to meet you.
Lovely. Susie and Runo. Got it.
Hey.
Suzie?
Then Runo?
I'm like 5. You can't expect me to remember those long names that are weird.
There's more to this girl than meets the eye, for sure. I have so many questions for her, I don't even know where to start.
Yes, and so do I. You're still speaking out loud, Naruto-san.
Converse.
Wait, first we must agree.
If you want to examine...
Can't we even examine anything? What about this cup of tea?
What about this?
Nice fireplace. It's one of the best things I've seen since we've arrived in the country.
Okay, don't talk to me. That's fine. I'll go make more tea.
The fire and watching the flames, relaxing.
We can't relax. No, there's so many interesting things on the mantelpiece.
Also, I definitely thought that said, like, lingerie by the fire.
Oh, and it's just as described in the stories.
Is
Like
it?
lingerie.
Yes, exactly. Inside that Persian slipper, for example.
Are my chocolates for 11s? What?
11 C's.
I thought it was 11Cs, but wouldn't there be an I?
I don't know.
I don't know. British.
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 Do I
And
look like I
threats
speak
fixed
British
by
to
that
you?
large jackknife.
Is my shopping list for the market.
Why did you put it in a knife in the wall?
Mhm.
So no one would
She-
touch it.
She's ruining my fun. It's not quite how I remember it being described in the Adventures of Sherlock Holmes.
No, poor Susato-san. She looks crushed.
Final poke at the violin.
The bit is in a later case.
It's fine, I'll pre-poke it.
There's of Western musical instruments like this. This one's called a violin, is it?
Of course it is. And Mr. Shums is renowned for his violin playing.
It's violent
Oh, really?
playing.
Absolutely. It's often explained in the stories. It's inspirational, Naruto-san. Inspirational! I immediately started playing the koto, which was the closest Japanese stringed instrument I could find. It's not even close, but don't worry about it. It's like fucking 5 times its size at least.
Okay. Wow,
Cool,
what
it's
a
huge.
shame. What a shame you couldn't bring it with you.
Oh, yes, well... Papa was beaming when I asked him if he would buy me one. But after a while, he asked if I would only practice when he was out of the house. So now it's barely an ornament in my room.
Along with all the broken glass.
That must have been.
I got an achievement for that.
Oh.
Is this like the stepfather incident? Stepladder incident? Fuck.
Maybe.
God, there's so many things to examine.
Unless you want to examine what we perceive.
What about
What's over here? Holy shit.
Yeah, right? There's so much stuff.
Well, so that is my typewriter.
Alright.
I use it to write the adventures of Herlock Sholmes.
What on earth is that big black lump over there?
Ah, that fascinating thing is called a typewriter. It's a machine that allows you to write on paper without needing a pen.
Wow.
That's crazy.
And wizardly quickly, too.
Ooh, that sounds like it could be very useful for someone like me with terrible handwriting.
Me when I hate writing on non-keyboard because of that reason.
I really want to see Renosuke calligraphy now. And that's my blackboard where I write down notes.
Oh, interesting. Let's see here. Black Peter? What does that mean?
It's you know, Miles Morales, Black Peter.
Now, don't you want to hear what Iris has to say now this on?
I think I'll come back to that Blackboard later.
The other game is telling us to fuck off, go back to talking to her. The game just straight us told us, I know, go talk to her now.
It was you that we ran into yesterday, wasn't it? At the Old Bailey?
Yes, that's right. You were ever so helpful. Thank you very much.
Oh, no, not at all. I'm so sorry you couldn't have been more welcoming.
Although at the time, we did have a rather large gun pointed at us.
Oh, you mean this?
Ah!
Doggies.
Thinking back now, you left with Miss Lestrade in town, didn't you?
Oh yes, that awkward witness, Jean Lestrade.
Oh, Guinea? Yes, she's a professional pickpocket.
So we found out.
Did she pickpocket you? It was very naughty of her to pinch my invention like that.
Are you referring to that trial-disrupting gun-like contraption?
Exactly. So I followed her, you see, to get it back. Perhaps I should think about fitting a self-destruct mechanism in my inventions.
Oh no. This girl's dangerous.
Anyway, I brought Guinea back here after that. We had tea and crumpets. And she apologized to my trusty technician.
Sorry, you're a technician?
Hurley, of course, silly. What, you think he's the smart one around here?
Hurley?
Yes, Herlock. Herlock Sholmes. We live here together.
Together?
Assistant. It's okay. I had no idea the great detective had such an interesting young daughter, question mark.
Daughter? Not likely.
What?
I wouldn't call him Hurley if he was my father, would I?
Yeah, well then, what is your relationship with Mr. Sholmes? Tell me great details.
Well, I expect you found out the lodging of any kind in London are very expensive. Much like
Wait.
2024 America. So the
They're
solution
actually
is to share the cost with a partner, a roommate.
Damn it. No way.
But we're not
Your
roommates.
roommates?
Yeah, we're roommates.
Your roommates?
So the law doesn't find out.
I hope you don't mind me asking, Alex, but how old are you? I'm a woman. I'm allowed to ask your age as another woman.
10 at last this year.
Holy shit.
Oh no, Mr. Sholmes. This doesn't look good, Mr. Sholmes. What of your mother and father?
Oh no, they're not around.
Dead in the ditch.
Okay, I see. I wonder what the story is there. Wilson.
Oh yes, there's something I must ask of you.
Of course, of course. Go ahead, Susie. I do love your name.
I am a very great fan of the Adventures of Sherlock Holmes and...
Oh, you have a copy of Renst magazine. I wrote that.
Yes, I read every issue. It's delivered all the way to Japan on a ship.
Oh, this is so exciting. My stories are being read on the other side of the world. You didn't think I was joking, did you?
My stories?
That's right. Hurley is always solving such amazing cases, you see. And he tells me all about them. They really are quite fascinating. It would be such a shame if I was the only one who ever heard them, don't you think?
Goodness.
Last night, he was telling me all about a new case he just solved on a steamship traveling from a faraway land. So I was just in the middle of typing up the manuscript for the next issue before you came.
So you're the author? Oh my god.
Yes, I'll let you in on a secret if you like. I'm going to call this latest adventure the Speckled Band.
Well, Speckled Band. That's certainly very familiar.
Of course, I always change one or two details in the stories, here and there. This time, I had the idea of making a venomous snake be the cause of all the trouble.
Oh, that was Mr. Sholmes' first thought as well, actually.
Yes, and of course I know that a snake might not be a credible fit for the facts of the case exactly, but... it's a story. Some poetic license is justified to make it more thrilling, I think, don't you?
So, do you mean to say... stories about Mr. Sholmes are published in Rand's magazine?
All written by me, yes, on my wonderful and very modern typewriter.
But all the stories I've ever read are written by Doctor of Medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson.
Dr. Sam's getting more and more worked up.
Ah, yes, that's me. I mean, my name really is Wilson. Close enough.
But what about the Doctor of Medicine part?
That's all true too. I am a doctor of medicine.
Any the fuck?
No, at 10 years old?
At 10 years old.
Wow, that's quite incredible.
But Dr. Wilson is an English gentleman.
So am I.
Gentleman.
Trans rights.
Holy shit.
I did alter the setting slightly for the stories to be more compelling.
Oh. Not trend. One less.
Well, it sounds a little strange, doesn't it? A great detective with a 10-year-old girl in tow.
I suppose it does. Yes.
Oh, of course, Susato-san. It looks like our whole world is just falling apart.
Made the grave mistake of meeting my heroes.
Remember, kids, don't meet your heroes. They might look like me.
So, about before...
And especially don't meet your heroes if you look like me. Yes, yes? What's on your mind, Reno? Do tell me.
How did you know that I was a lawyer and we just arrived in London, I mean?
Yes. Oh, and that we have a difficult trial tomorrow. How did you know all that? We haven't actually accepted it.
Oh, that's what you mean.
Please, tell us how you did it. Explain every single detail of how you stalked us,
Well,
so I may learn from it.
you walked in holding a poster saying that you're defending the defendant in court tomorrow. It was
True.
an easy deduction. Of course, I'd be delighted. Although, there's really no mystery. You walked in holding a Now, let's begin. I will steal my roommate's theme. Please hold. Iris Wilson is proud to present her Logic and Reasoning Spectacular.
Oh no.
I see.
First of all, I knew already that you were a lawyer, Runo. After all, I met you yesterday at the Old Bailey in the defendant's antechamber.
But you also said that we'd only just arrived in London. How did you know that?
I observed a passport and a travel ticket protruding from your breast pocket.
Oh,
So I was reasonably confident that you must have only just arrived in the country. And on top of that,
Why do I have a stamp on my hand?
you accepted a case against that particular persecutor, telling me you were unaware of London's court affairs.
ugh, the Reaper of the Bailey. I walked right into that one, didn't I?
Nerodo-san, can you tell me what's on my hand?
How about I do?
You're good.
Then I noticed a red ink stamp on the back of Susie's hand. You were given that when you visited the local prison to meet with the suspect, weren't you? Earlier today.
Oh, it's like a hospital.
Ah,
They used those stamps to keep a close eye on comings and goings, you see.
I didn't realize they stamped my hand somehow.
Yes, the London Bailey is pretty good about this. And a red stamp is only used for people visiting foreign inmates. So, that told me that even though you had only yesterday concluded the trial of Magnus McGilden, the two of you had already caused to visit a foreign inmate at a local prison. However, neither of you was wearing a particularly sad expression on your face. So I concluded that the prisoner was unlikely to be a friend or a relative. That led me to believe that you must have accepted a new case.
I see.
How could he have known that the trial's tomorrow?
How many foreign inmates do you think we have right now?
3?
Well, having barely been home a few hours yesterday, Hurley solved yet another case. It obviously amused him. He told me that he'd caught a Japanese man who was bawling and trembling.
Japanese man? Well, clearly that must have been...
Mr. Natsume. Miku.
Have some fun playing with Niku.
Uenosuke, you still have my sword. Good.
No.
Now,
Holy shit.
Ueno has that fancy Japanese sword.
Can I use it?
And I think your outfit is called a kimono, isn't it, Susie? Well, anyway, it was clear to me that you both came from Japan yourselves. Notice I did not racially profile you. So I put two and two together and decided you must be defending the Japanese man Hurley caught.
Holy shit, Nerodo-san, she's not racist.
And there was only one conclusion those facts could lead me to. You both came here to ask Hurley about the case. Jingle plays. Damn. There's a note on the mantelpiece that says the man's trial will be tomorrow. Hurley is always stabbing his notes with a knife, you know. He's silly.
Yeah.
And
He's quirky like that.
it's a bit of a quirk. It's a bit goofy. And that's all there was to it, totally. Thank you for listening. I'm Iris Wilson, and that was one of my great deductions.
Oh.
Also, Hurley has to pay me every time he uses my theme.
Holy shit, Nerodo-san, she's actually good.
Right?
Well, was it a winner? Were my deductions correct?
They were spot on.
That was amazing, Iris. Truly a great deduction.
We even managed the certain something of Mr. Sholm's delivery.
Oh, well, I was just copying Hurley's style for that.
This is really very good news. That's a weird sentence. You could tell us all about the case involving the Japanese man. You will, won't you? Iris, please?
The case of the
The
Japanese
case of the Japanese man.
man. Oh, yesterday, Mr. Sholmes apprehended a Japanese man, you were saying.
Yes. Hurley had just arrived back in London after his sea voyage. But the police were waiting for him at the railway station to take him directly to the crime scene.
Ah, the great detective is a popular man, it seems.
Apparently, a woman was stabbed on a quiet street somewhere in town. There were witnesses who had seen a short, shifty-looking, stooped man running away from the scene.
A short, shifty-looking, stooped man.
Mr. Natsume, beyond any doubt. Koseki-san said that he didn't see anyone else on the street at all. But it seems there were witnesses after all.
Hurley used his great deductive powers to determine the man's address. He doxed him in real time.
Holy shit.
There was a lodging room very nearby. He went directly there with the police, and what did they find? A short, shifty-looking, stooped man, shivering in fear.
Oh, Mr. Sholmes' great deduction certainly hit the mark that time.
Of course it did. He's a great detective.
Still, though, that means the incident occurred only two days ago. Surely tomorrow is too soon for the trial, isn't it?
Definitely. We have no time to investigate properly.
Hurley says that London is rife with crime.
Oh,
Scotland Yard is doing its best, but they can't stay on top of it, apparently.
Oh dear. I hadn't realized the situation was so dire.
That's why they can't afford to spend too much time investigating cases and trying the criminals in court. Staff and money are both short. Crimes are usually pinned on the first suspicious person. Sometimes we forego the trial.
That's terrible. I suppose the harsh reality of the workings of the great, fuck. It's the
Line.
harsh reality of the workings of the world's greatest justice system.
I suppose it is. But in that case, I don't hold out much hope for Soseki-san then. Thank you for answering so many of our questions, Iris. This has been very informative.
Oh, you're most welcome. I've had so much fun.
Do you happen to know where Mr. Sholmes is at the moment? As you guessed, we'd like to ask him some questions about this case as well.
Ah, well. I expect Hurley is still investigating the scene.
Of the case involving Mr. Natsume, you mean?
Yes, Mr. Nuts. Ume? Hurley said he was going to Mr. Nuts' lodgings. If you leave now, you'll probably catch him there.
Iris, do you know where those lodgings are? You must go now.
Well, I imagine the police are still investigating the scene of the crime themselves, aren't they? Did you happen to come across a detective by the name of Gregson when you were there?
Yes, we know Inspector Gregson.
He doesn't
The
get a
bright
nickname
guy.
because I don't like him. Ah, goody. In that case, give Gregsy this for me, will you? He's got a nickname now because I
Gregsy.
like him. If you do that, I'm sure he'll tell you what you want to know.
What is this?
A 5-shilling piece and a postcard, it seems. Postcard.
I gotta look at that.
It reads, "Tell the gentleman in black whatever he wants to know. I trust that won't be a problem."
It's a threat.
Oh,
I
gosh.
prepared it in advance because I knew you were coming.
Gosh, this will make the inspector helpless, will it?
Well, thank you, Iris. We'll give it a try. Blackmail it is.
It's more bribery. Oh, no, that's both, yeah.
Hmm.
Good luck then. I'm going to return to writing my manuscript, The Speckled Band. And I'll be making more special blends of tea. So come back again soon.
I'd be delighted. Thank you so much, Iris. Well, Naruto-san, it's back to the scenes of grind.
Well,
Yippee!
though somewhat dubious that they would exert any influence over the men of Scotland Yard at all. We headed back to the scene with Iris's curious note in one of the world's heaviest silver coins in hand.
Hmm.
Is it heavy because of weight or because of morality?
Yes. We continued.
We did it!
We reached a
finished
checkpoint.
Yay.
nothing.
To be continued.
Alright, what's the plan?
I can keep going. It's been, what, like, hour and a half? It's been an hour.
An hour. I'll just need to
I don't-
check. Food is food.
Yeah. I don't think, like, especially in investigations, checkpoints don't matter very much.
Yeah, it really doesn't.
It's just like, hey, you've been playing for a while. Let's save, just in case. You know, autosave is a thing.
True.
But just in case.
Yeah. Yeah. Part 1's done. Oh, wait, part
I'm
2.
gonna
I
grab
just
the-
need to, like, grab food. So,
Take
Yeah, I'm
5.
gonna grab the snack real quick.
yeah. Snack time break.
Elvis.
Okay, so who didn't leave?
I didn't.
Alright, One Piece time.
No.
There's an update in the TikTok court case. And I think it's pretty funny. So,
Oh, you
the
banning TikTok?
yeah, there's an update.
Okay.
TikTok says it plans to shut down the social media site in the U.S. Oh, okay. I didn't see the in the U.S. I thought it was just like they're gonna shut the site down because the Supreme Court isn't allowing them, which I thought was funny. But it's just they'll shut it down in the U.S. Okay.
Yeah, it's just the U.S.
So it's just we're calling the bluff. Okay, that's less funny. Damn, I was hoping it was just shutting the site down. I'm realizing it's kind of a shame that I'm not playing the assistant because I don't have any lines in my own stream. But I do think it's for the best that I'm not playing the assistant also.
It is
You don't
funny.
wanna sound like a girl.
Why would you assume I don't have to sound like a girl? I just played one.
Okay. You're right. You're right. I mean, I don't know. What's the real reason?
I actually don't want to say.
Alright, fine.
It has nothing to do with stream. It has to do with you'll find out.
Okay, it's a spoiler. Okay,
Yeah.
I understand.
But it also works out because I was playing the assistant in the first case. So unless we were gonna like completely swap all of the roles next case, so I could continue to be relevant. And I'm also realizing, damn, you got like 3 times as many characters in the courts, huh? Investigation is a lot of like not talking, and then courts are drowning in dialogue.
Right. But we didn't even need Felix for this one.
And I really didn't have anything last time, so yeah. But also, it's just just some friends hanging out. It's whatever.
Like then the court case will have like a billion witnesses. We won't
Yeah.
have enough people.
Yeah. Well, in the other games, you only there's no like jury, and you only cross-examine one person at a time. So it's a lot more manageable with like 4 or 5 people. But yeah, investigations definitely aren't a bit for like fan dubbing, unless you have people just down to voice like a bunch of characters. Because in theory, investigation is like Rinosuke, Susato, and then really one person could do like everyone else if they wanted to, if they were just really good at voice acting. Wow, I got an email from the school I don't go to that school's canceled tomorrow.
Nice.
Roman, did you see that the Evo lineup leaked?
Was it a leak or?
Yeah, it leaked. The announcement's Tuesday.
Okay. I don't know that I did. I saw that
The YouTube thumbnail that link.
Yeah.
Because they didn't change it.
the CEO Taku lineup looks sick as hell.
Oh, that makes one lineup.
They got Double Cross, they got Xrd,
Yeah.
they got fucking Blaze Blue. Let's
okay.
fucking go.
The correct one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That's going to be fun.
I love Under Night. I don't know why it's at Evo again. I don't follow the game, but like I can't imagine it's big enough that it like needs to be there a second year over potentially other things that came out recently. Cough,
Like
cough,
what?
Cough cough rivals.
Okay, Rivals is actually fair.
Yeah.
I was like, what else fucking
Yeah.
came out? Like,
Yeah, it's Rivals.
Yeah.
And you could argue Virtua Fighter, but I don't really care too much.
I want to care about Virtua Fighter because apparently it's red as hell.
Emma likes it.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat shouldn't be there, but I'm not surprised it is. And then Under Night's like, I love it. I'm
All
happy.
my homies hate Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I'm happy for it, but like, did it need to be there a second year? Especially considering this is the only fucking year they will ever be able to have a platform fighter, and they don't.
Right.
Because Nintendo's never gonna play ball with a Sony-owned tournament, and so like, the only other chance. It's a new platform fighter releasing that people are playing with no other shit releasing.
I mean, does Rivals at least get a side event or something?
I mean, everything gets a side
Really?
event because that one's community driven.
Sure, yeah.
What?
But not as many people are gonna go due to it not being like a main event. People aren't gonna go to Evo for like a side tournament. So people that go to Evo might
see.
enter the side tournament. Like Leffen probably goes for Strive, and if there's a Rivals bracket enters it, but I don't expect like Cake Assault to go. He's the number one Rivals player.
Yeah.
And it's, I don't know, to me it's just like, it lined up really well, so I'm just kind of sad about it, but it's whatever.
Let's see.
Like-
Is everyone back to continue?
Yeah, I think everyone's back. If Rivals released next year, I wouldn't be upset about it not being there, because obviously you've got like 2XKO and other shit. So it's just, it felt like it released at the perfect year to be added, and then it wasn't. And I don't follow Under Night, but I don't hear about its announcements, so I would just be very surprised if it was like actually doing big enough to be there 2 years in a row. Anyway.
Back up Briar Road.
We're back here.
Bop, 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 bop.
It looks as though the police is still here, carrying on with their investigation.
Perfect. So let's find Inspector Gregson as quickly as possible.
Yes, and let's see if he'll take a break from his chips for once to look at that silver tip Iris gave us for him.
Hang on. Alright, cool.
Last one.
You should be able to still click on the monitor.
It's me.
Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that.
Boing.
Tell the gentleman in black whatever he wants to know. I trust that won't be a problem. Cracks knuckles.
No.
I wish I wasn't impressed with your ability to read cursive, but I am.
Yeah, it wasn't that.
Yeah. Listen,
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
did I
It looks like
read
foreign language to me.
cursive or did I memorize 2 lines of dialogue?
I guess.
This cursive is nothing compared to mine. Mine's terrible. Yes.
I can't even write cursive. And it always felt really awkward because I had to learn it in like 2nd grade and I sucked at it, and then 3rd grade they just stopped teaching it.
Yep.
This is a 5-shilling piece, isn't it? I believe it's called a crown.
Heart of Crown?
Yes. No, and you can train a Scotland Yard detective to do whatever you want with just a single coin.
Iris must be the
Iris.
most powerful 10-year-old in the world.
How much is 5 shillings, by the way? What's it really worth?
Like $12.
Well, it's probably enough to buy all the chips the inspector could possibly eat in a whole month.
That's greasy.
Inflation, yeah. Good enough, I guess. If there's anything funny on the map.
With the map.
Oh, we
Yeah.
can zoom in.
If you
Calabash
wanna learn
Road.
more-
Calabash.
If you want to learn more about how many shillings is in a dollar, Google shilling inflation.
Wait,
You're goddamn right. You can't talk to me.
You have to
Bitch,
present.
go away. I ain't speaking to you for shit.
Right, no.
If you want me to
Present.
speak to you, you gotta show me the goods.
Inspector Gregson, do you have a moment?
I'm sorry to say I don't. I'm a very busy man.
Based.
Much too busy to talk to a pair of foreign gadabouts. That's for damn sure.
We have these for you. A present from Miss Iris Wilson.
Holy shit, $5 for me? From her ladyship?
Her ladyship?
Get out of here. At once. Come on, hand it over. That's for me.
Ah! Don't wait for me to give it to you, will you?
I want him to be beaming and he's not.
What was that coin exactly?
That was $5. It's a silver crown, obviously, but it's a lot more than that. It's, well, it's an appearance fee. That's what it is.
An appearance fee? Oh, I see. You mean...
That's right. For the adventures of Herlock Sholmes. Her ladyship always offers me a little financial reward for featuring me every time.
What the fuck? He's bribed?
Yes, of course.
No,
And
that's
all
not
about your
appearance fee.
exploits, Inspector. I read them avidly. Does that mean I also get compensation?
Of course, her using my name without my say-so does make me the butt of a lot of unpleasant jokes, but
Yeah,
still.
but
But money. I am sorry, Inspector. That
But
must
money?
be very difficult.
Never you mind that. So, what do you want to know then, huh?
Sorry?
Tell the gentleman in black whatever he wants to know. I trust that won't be a problem. So it says. Well, obviously it's not a problem. Go on, fire away. What do you want to know? I'll do anything for $5.
Well,
I'm
if
not-
you wouldn't mind, Inspector. We'd very much like to know the address of Mr. Natsume's lodging. Or actually, no, it'd be Natsume's son. Fuck.
I'm not gay, but $5 is $5.
You're goddamn right. Ah, that little knife-wielding mustached Japanese fella. He lives in a right old hovel. It's just over there, across the street. I can point at it right now. See? There it is.
That's a nice bike.
On the first floor of that house on the corner there, they skipped my fucking dialogue.
It was there. Oh.
Where that wreck of a bicycle's propped up.
Z.
Zed.
Z.
We're not in
It's
America.
nearby, indeed.
I am racist to everyone who says Z. Z.
Mm.
If I remember rightly, the landlord is a Mr. John Garadeb. Garedeb.
Oh, Felix is the character. Yay.
Alright. Well. If you see her again, make sure you give her ladyship my regards, you hear? I mean it. You tell her Gregson sends his very best wishes.
Don't worry, Inspector. We will.
Goodbye for now, then. And long live her ladyship.
Wow, what a sim.
Whoa, you can't say that
She's
word
10,
on
thank you
Twitch.
very much.
Well, at least he told us what we wanted to know before he left.
Yes, so then, shall we go and see what we can find in Mr. Natsume's lodgings?
Definitely.
Sure.
Do we move or do we examine on new occasion?
Okay.
We go. The cannon?
It's a cannon. And a maid outfit. If a cannon were a maid
Shells.
outfit, would it wear it like this or like this?
Hmm.
No.
You was so real for that.
Hmm.
Felix, do you want the maid or do you want the owner?
I want the outfit.
That's not what I asked.
I know what you said.
Hmm.
Okay,
Cheeky.
answer the question.
Who's the owner?
I wish we could see him. John Galadeb, he's like a... You can kind of see him on the portrait in the back. He's got like a moon for a head.
Okay, I'll be the old dude.
Okay. Roman, do you want maid or do you want me to take maid? Well, just the only ones that like don't really have core characters.
Yeah, that's true. I can't imagine Sholmes just shows up out of nowhere. I'll do it.
Oh, that's true. I'll do it.
Oh yeah, you will show up out of nowhere.
Huh?
Said, oh, that's
He
true.
will
I'll
show
do
out of
it.
nowhere.
Okay.
May I help you? I'm looking for a voice.
Ah, yes. Would this be the residence of Mr. John Garadeb?
Indeed it would, sir. And who may I say is calling?
My name is Rinosuke Naruhodo.
Naruto-san is representing Mr. Soseki Natsume-san. I believe he takes lodgings here? We would very much like to ask him some questions about our client.
One moment, please. I shall convey the message to Mr. Garadeb.
Oh my god, her voice changed.
I think I've decided on the voice.
Did you see that, Mr. Sato? Was a real-life English maid.
And now, as I understand it, anyone of standing in English society employs a number of household staff. But that's the first time I've ever seen one in the flesh. Oh, this day keeps getting better. Holy shit. Leon's playing the fuck out of Terraria.
Neon!
No, Terraria just does that when you launch it with mods.
Yeah,
it
no,
just,
it's
like,
fine.
Yeah.
It's funnier for me because I also had it in my bottom right and the top left.
Stream had it, no way.
It certainly feels like we've really arrived now, doesn't it?
We only need to meet a butler, and the experience will be complete.
Well, I'm not sure if I'd go that far, but I understand the sentiment.
Thank you for waiting. Mr. Garadeb will see you now. This way.
Holy moon face. This is important.
Yes.
I see.
That's a full-size cannon. What's it doing in here?
Oh my, it's real. I thought it might be a replica. Don't ask how I know.
Felix.
That old thing. Bam! That's little more than a toy.
Sorry?
The army was selling it off when I retired. So I decided to give it a new home.
When you want to extend your movie's time.
Never know when the enemy might attack next. Jolly useful to have a cannon about the house.
Bro's mixing his tea with his
It's
pipe.
the fucking joke, the joke of like the founding fathers adding right to Balaam's, and that's like what they intend.
Just like God intended.
Yeah.
I mean, really, isn't it overkill?
Be prepared. I always say, you never know what this twisted world is going to throw at you next, boy.
You think there might be trouble brewing if Mr. Gary Deb?
Always is. Take Joan here. Never fails to have a clean apron in reserve. Dries them over the barrel, you see. They dry very well on the cannon there, Joan tells me. Which rather proves my point, I feel.
It's been reduced to a drying rack. Why does the huge can looks like it's hanging its head in shame?
Now we examine him.
Good day to you, John Gary Deb, at your service.
Pleased to meet you, sir. This is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. He's a defense lawyer.
Do excuse me, not getting up. Took a shot to the knee a few years back in the Battle of Meiwan, don't you know?
You should have read it as a though.
Earned a medal for my pains, but had to withdraw from service. Handed over the reins to the up-and-comings.
So he's a retired soldier.
It's a hell of a job, getting up and down stairs now, I can tell you. Don't get out much, as you can imagine.
Yes, it's quite a climb up here to the second floor, isn't it? I was panting at the top of the stairs.
Everyone's out of shape.
You really must take more exercise, Naruto-san.
Ugh, do you think so? Come on.
Who would win in a fight? Legendary Loyal or one flight of stairs?
Well, Mr. Gary Deb, no doubt you were very courageous to earn yourself a medal.
Oh, it was nothing. The medal's just a folderol, really. Wouldn't like to offend the general, though, so I grudgingly displayed it on the wall. Why don't you fetch it down, Joan? Let these good people see it properly. Joan, fetch the... Dash it all, one and be careful!
Oh, dearie me. I do beg your pardon, sir.
You jolly nearly took the skin off my hands.
I shall be more careful, sir. I promise this won't become a running gag.
So, anyway, there you have it. Living the quiet life now.
Yes, I see.
Now then, I hear you want to know about the chap lodging downstairs, is that right?
Yes, we would be very grateful if you could answer some questions for us.
Only too pleased, naturally. Especially if it helps to keep the peace here in Blighty. We forged an alliance with the Empire of Japan recently, as I'm sure you're aware.
Japan was that?
So this case is very much in the public eye, as it were.
Oh, is it?
Well, we heard this before.
Even had some famous detective poking around, you know? In this old house, would you believe?
Yes, Mr. Herlocksholms.
Could have been. Didn't catch the chap's name. Not really my cup of tea. All that detective business.
Oh, but did you have a copy of France's magazine here, sir?
Huh? Ah. No.
Anyway, the chap's investigating the foreigner's room as we speak.
He's in Sasaki-san's room.
It's a bally nuisance, is what it is. The whole neighborhood's twitching its curtains now. I don't like all this fuss. It's jolly unsettling.
Natsume.
About Natsume-san, then, Mr. Gary Deb. Please, do tell us.
Ah, yes. The Japanese chap. Only been lodging here for a week.
Oh, just 1 week. So he moved in very recently then.
I have 2 lodgers most of the time. One on the ground floor, and one just below us. The first floor became available. Ah! Dash it all, John! You be careful!
Oh, my goodness. I'm terribly sorry, sir.
Oopsie.
If you want to know my opinion, I thought he was a shady sort from the moment I set eyes on him. I'm racist.
Oh, my.
I'm racist. And he seemed to have a most nervous disposition, always shaking and looking over his shoulder. The man had shady written across his sweat-soaked brow, if he asked me. The same brow that I think is very displeasing, because I'm racist. I said to myself, Joan, that man is trouble. Sooner or later he's going to do something untoward. My racism was correct. And I'm rarely wrong about anything, anyway.
We won't be calling this maid as a witness, that's for sure.
Was there anything else that struck you suspicious about the man at all?
Yes. Oh, yes, indeed there was.
And she's dying to tell us. Did you know anything else at all about your lodger, Mr. Natsume?
Oh my word, yes. The man was shadier than an orchard.
Could you elaborate? What's an orchard?
What's a poetry? I don't know, so please don't ask me. Well, take the man's room. Absolutely stuffed full of books it is. More than anyone could ever read. And he never so much as passes the time of day with another living soul. I haven't seen a single visitor call. He must be a virgin. He just trots off to that old bookshop every single day and comes back at 5 to light the gas fire. And the funny little man is up long past the time everyone else in the house has gone to bed, too.
Oh, I see.
The gentleman on the ground floor goes to bed at around 9 each night. But I've never known that Japanese fella to retire any earlier than 2 in the morning.
Oh, just like me.
Just like me. Could you clarify something, I wonder?
What, pray?
How do you know so much about Natsumi-san's routine?
Oh,
I understood that neither of the lodgers live on this floor of the house, is that correct?
That's right. Yes. They're both below us, on the first floor and street level.
And how is it that you know so much about the lives of your lodgers? The precise times that they come back in the evening, for example, even the times they go to bed.
Ah! Good grief, John. Be more careful, woman.
oh my goodness, sir. I'm terribly sorry, sir.
Something doesn't add up here.
Well ignored.
Incident. It seems that the incident took place around 5 in the evening. Do you happen to look out of the window at around that time?
Hmm? The window?
Yes, you notice that the window over here looks south over Briar Road. The incident took place on the pavement just on the far side of the street. Was there anyone suspicious loitering nearby?
5 o'clock is dinner time in the Garia household. So I'm afraid I don't remember seeing anything. How about you, Joan?
No, sir. It would have been dusk outside already at that hour. And with the fog as well, I should think it would have been quite impossible to see the other side of the road.
Oh, I see.
Did you notice anything else out of the ordinary then?
Such as?
Anything at all, even if it seems unrelated.
Well...
Yes, what was it?
Well... It's nothing
For the love of God, Joan. What are you doing?
Oh, dearie me. What have I done? I'm awfully sorry, sir.
Do be more careful, woman.
Of course, sir. If I may, Mr. No.
Oh, yes?
I have an exceedingly good memory, and as far as I remember, nothing of any significance took place here at that hour. Nothing of all.
Oh, really? Mr. Garrida? The way you were talking before, it sounded rather like there might have been something.
Oh, well. Was that... Joan, dash it all. What's the matter with you, woman?
Begging your pardon, sir. Nothing happened. Just like that one scene in One Piece. Nothing happened.
Yes, quiet. Nothing happened. We sat down to a quiet, uneventful meal, Joan.
That's right, Mr. Garrideb. Nothing happened. Ha 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 ha.
What is the matter with these two?
Would you like some more tea, Mr. Joan?
It sounds like something happened here in this room on the evening of the incident, but what?
Wish I knew. Guess we'll never know. Now let's switch for what Mr. Natsumi's room is on.
Why, certainly.
Just below us, on the first floor.
And Mr. Shums is investigating there, even as we speak?
Yes. Told me Natsu's name had asked him to look into the matter. So, I gave him the key.
Natsumi-sana has engaged Mr. Shums' services?
That's a blatant lie. Would it be alright if we also had a look around? In Mr. Natsume's room, I mean.
Don't see why not. It's just down one flight of stairs.
Who knows if we'll find anything that can help us with the case, but we have to try. We need all the clues we can lay our hands on, so shall we?
Yes, and while we're there, we can speak with Mr. Shums again. Perhaps he'll be able to tell us more. Wait, hold. What the fuck is that?
Don't worry about it. Nothing happened.
I guess it's nothing.
I've tried nothing, and I'm all out of ideas.
This old candle holder looks a little out of place here, wouldn't you say?
Yes, you're right. It's clearly supposed to be gold, but it's almost completely black for some reason.
What?
What?
I don't see that either, but you know.
They ran out of budget.
Oh.
Just take the word for it.
That old thing, yes. Just a cheap piece of ironmongery. Gimcrack, really.
Oh. Okay.
Used it when I was studying, don't you know? For my commission. I know it's old. Hardly worth hanging on to, really. But, well, still has its uses. Sometimes.
Of course.
Does everything in this room have some elaborate story behind it?
They're memories, Naruto-san. Memories. Really? You won't allow me to, like...
I don't want to hear any more stories.
Okay, not even to suspiciously correct every fucking thing over there?
It's fine.
Oh, the totally black. Alright then.
In due time, Naruto-san.
We're going to go talk to Naruto. Not Naruto, we're going to go talk to Mr. Shums.
She's racist. She can't say Japanese names. They all sound alike.
A cat.
Kitty cat.
Cat.
His room.
That cat is like Uncanny Valley. It clashes so hard.
It's a 3D model against a flat 3D surface.
I
like
guess.
The Office.
I guess.
Just like us.
Yeah, it's just like us.
Yes.
Wow, just look at this place.
The colors
smell
just
it.
don't match.
It's so musty in here. I suppose it's the mountains of old books that are responsible for that.
I think it's the lighting, because the candle's like behind it, but the front is illuminated.
Seeing some disturbing shit right now, Naruto-san. I don't think I've ever seen so many books in all my life.
No, me neither.
I never went to a library.
Ugh, it's so dark in here too.
To the window and the wall.
Is that the window over there?
Well, it was the window, I think. Yes, once upon a time. For some reason, it's been closed up with bricks and mortar. This is where Mr. Natsume lives.
You head away. haven't spotted Mr. Sholmes anywhere, have you?
No, that's true, but according to what Mr. Gary Deb told us, the great detective should be around here somewhere investigating. Examine the cat.
Good cat.
Examine...
Who's a good kitty?
It meowed.
10 out of 10 game. And then it walked into the wall.
Meow.
Oh my, what an adorable little cat.
Is that a ghost cat?
Perhaps he's okay if all the books from his master's away.
I don't know about that. He disappeared into that pile of books as quick as a flash. It was a tricolor Mickey, wasn't it? Do they even have that sort of cat here in Great Britain?
Perhaps Natsume's son brought the little creature with him from Japan.
That made me feel homesick now.
No, I'm
Alrighty.
pretty sure that's lupus.
We've only been in the country for 2 days. And
I
like
miss
a month
Mickey.
of boat.
Mickey, the Toho character.
Yes, literally based around that. Oh look, it's a beckoning cat from home.
It's a bit big and bulky, isn't it? Surely Mr. Natsume didn't bring that Maneki Neko all the way from Japan with him.
How do you think you're in a position to copy it?
Yeah.
Are you forgetting the enormous Dharma doll that you brought in your luggage?
And the sword. Well, you know, it can be dangerous traveling abroad. I wanted a lucky charm and a sword.
Hmm.
He didn't pack the sword, to be fair.
We were
Right.
back 2 minutes.
You're right.
Well, I imagine Natsume-san wanted the same. In this cat, they should have beckon good luck for him.
It's not doing a very good job so far, is it?
You mustn't say such thing, Elder-san.
Ah! I didn't say anything! Why are my eyes such a giveaway?
Can read your eye.
I investigated thoroughly, but I can't find it.
If you use, like, a key as a Wazda, I think you can just move the thing around.
Could
Yeah, I
you
can click
even
that.
call this a window?
I think so. There was a window at one time, I thought. Although, all that remains is a frame around some bricks now.
So really, it's just a wall then, isn't it? But why would anyone deliberately brick it up like that?
Afraid I have no idea. Ah! Perhaps that's my son painted the brick design in a fit of flimsy.
What? That's alarmingly feasible. Anyway, whatever the reason, the lack of ventilation here makes the place very oppressive.
It does. Imagine me cooped up in a room like this would be extremely trying.
Can I try something?
No, no, you can't.
Okay, you can just, like, click and drag, and it changes on what you can investigate.
Yeah. The bag.
I see
No,
nothing.
I guess not. Again,
That is a hazard waiting to happen.
Yes.
Look at all those books stacked up there. They're almost reached the ceiling.
They're all works of English literature. And they all smell so musty.
With this volume of books to hand, you'd never be short of reading material, would you?
No. What a dreamy idea.
A bad dream, maybe. For me, at least. Mind you, I don't imagine the book that's at the bottom of the pile now will ever be read again.
Nah, so reading it is an experience that comes but once in a lifetime. Just as the tea ceremony teaches us.
I certainly didn't expect the conversation to turn down the path of tea ceremony philosophy, but okay.
The book? That desk seems to be wedged into a crevice between a mountain of books on either side.
Suppose Mr. Natsume would sit here and read while stroking his cat. But surrounded on all sides by these towering old tomes. Surely he dreamt of books every night as well.
Yes. He must have done. Hasn't, mustn't he? Oh, what's this? It's a receipt from a second-hand bookshop. Your books.
Oh yes, Mr. Natsumi's name is on it. Look, and the date of purchase, 2 days ago at 4:45 p.m. That's the day of the incident.
It's just a short while before he was embroiled in the terrible attack. He must have been on his way back from buying some poem books.
By the way,
Proceed.
who he was weeb enough to know who Natsume is,
shit.
like IOL.
What?
Sasaki Natsume is an actual Japanese author from back in the day that
surprised me.
that toured Britain. So he went to study in Britain and was subjugated to a lot of racism and shit like that. But he's an author, so that's why all the books, and that's why it clearly looks like he's writing something.
I mean, he
Okay.
told us he was right.
Well,
Well,
but he's an actual person, is my point.
Right.
Yeah.
It's based on a real life person.
Also, holy shit, where'd he come from?
He does that.
Oh,
I've been here the whole time.
Ah, look, there's the sun. He just teleported here.
He's here the whole time. You just couldn't see him.
ah, there he is. Where did he come from?
He
Hang on.
seems to be engrossed in the pages
Hang
of
on.
an old book.
Hang on.
Hanging.
Okay, this isn't. I was gonna do the joke of bro said, but then I realized I don't have the join. I only have the leave.
Hello, Mr.
wrong-
Sholmes.
Yeah, sorry.
That's fine, I don't.
Alright.
Hello, Mr. Sholmes.
Oh. I'm here now. You two, good day. Now, let me see. Where was it that we met?
Oh, Mr. Sholmes, we're to get on the SS Buria.
Yes, of course, the Burya. And let me see. What happened on that voyage?
It was Kazuma Asogi. He died, tragically. You were a great help to us.
You put me in handcuffs.
Haha, yes, but of course. The case of Mr. Asogi. It was the one with the snake, wasn't it?
Oh,
Well, you seem to remember something of it at least.
what a honor to be remembered vaguely by the great Herlock Sholmes. This is...
Oh, no, my dear madam, hold your tongue. I pride myself on my superior powers of recollection. Your names are safely recorded in my brain attic. Miss Naruhodo. And Mr. Susato.
Try the other way around, Mr. Holmes.
I lose the first round. That's why it's a first to 3.
Yes. As all competitive games should be.
In truth, I had hoped to invite you both to my Baker Street suite whenever we arrived in London.
What?
But some Scotland Yarders ambushed me at the railway station and whisked me away to a crime scene.
Oh.
It was an entirely trivial case, of course. I solved the matter in no more than 30 minutes.
They apprehended Saseki-san in that short an amount of time.
I'm afraid the pursuance of a new case has dulled my recollection of my past involvements a little.
A little?
It is a mistake to think that one's brain attic has elastic walls that can distend to any extent.
Google distension to learn more.
I do my best to forget useless facts, lest they should elbow out the useful ones. Yes, those are my own words of inimitable wisdom. You know, from the adventure entitled A Study in Scarlet.
Please, there's no need to quote yourself.
I don't always remember my pearls of wisdom, but fortunately my associate pens them beautifully.
You mean Iris, I suppose.
Mr. Sholmes, we have some extremely important questions to ask you about the trivial case you just mentioned.
Goodness, what an earnest expression. My dear madam, I should be only too pleased, and this murky room is an apt place to discuss this murky case.
The burst. We know this to be the lodgings of a Japanese foreign student by the name of Soseki Natsume. It seems you assisted in his arrest, Mr. Sholmes, for the stabbing of a young woman outside here on Briar Road.
Natsume.
I'll be back.
Yes, I believe it was a name rather along those lines.
But Natsume-san denies it. Is it really justifiable to arrest him on Soda Hill?
No, I'm sorry, Miss Zato. I've stopped the music. It's back. But I have not the slightest idea of what you mean.
Why?
Can't believe he was looking Susato-san squarely in the eye while feigning ignorance.
Hold on. There we go. I assure you, I'm not merely feigning ignorance.
Wait a minute.
It would appear as the pair of you are under some sort of misapprehension.
Oh, how so?
I assure you that I have no recollection of accusing your stooped compatriot of the crime.
But that doesn't make sense.
The good detective of Scotland Yard made the following request of me, and I quote verbatim. We need you to ascertain the identity and whereabouts of a man seen fleeing the crime scene.
Ah, a man seen fleeing.
There were a number of books scattered on the pavement at the scene. From the book plates, I was quickly able to determine the bookshop from which they had been purchased. On speaking with the proprietor, I was immediately led to this address. Elementary, wouldn't you say? I believe there is a receipt around here somewhere from the establishment in question.
So you don't think Mr. Natsume is the culprit then?
That I could not tell you. But it was aggravating my faculties, hence why I returned here. However, this place is such a trove of fascinating books. I found myself quite lost. Sorry. It's dusty in here.
You did that like in voice, and that's what threw me off.
Do not be deceived in believing that I am a man of leisure. No, no, no.
Oh dear.
For you see, I cannot read any of this. Tell me. Have you encountered the landlord of these lodgings? That freaky Moonman guy?
Ah, yes. Mr. Gary Deb, a retired military man.
You see his fucking cannon?
Yeah.
It was the first time I ever met a soldier from the Great British Institution, that is, the services.
Oh my gosh.
What the
Why
fuck
do you
kind of
love it?
sentence?
What? I think I forgot how to speak. Oh, my... to the power of...
Ha!
Yeah,
They
that's the
skipped
best
your
time
dialogue.
I've ever been made from the Great British Institution, that is service.
Even noticed what...
I didn't really think it was that funny.
I do apologize. As you may be well aware, many households in London employ a maid.
Yes, I read as much in my Great Britain primer.
Oh my gosh.
And so conversely, whether or not a household employs a maid has come to betoken the social standing of those dwelling therein.
The token, the social standing? Sorry?
It means he's rich as fuck. Put simply, my dear fellow, those who employ at least a single maid are considered middle class. Those who do not are beneath them.
Beneath that, wow.
In the upper echelons of society, of course, households employ enough staff to constitute a large family.
Goodness, how extraordinary.
As you can appreciate, for those on the precarious boundary between the middle and lower classes, Being able to afford just one maid is of the first importance.
I had no idea.
And it is for precisely that reason that I will find great stimulation in the situation upstairs.
What?
Specifically in the retired Army veteran, Mr. John Garadeb.
What?
Oh?
Affable as he is, the fellow is hiding something. Whether or not it imposes on the circumstances of this case, I am yet unable to ascertain.
I'm thoroughly lost in what he means to say. What is he talking about? Dingy room.
This room is thoroughly suffocating for the soul, my dear fellow. I assure you, any man whose lot it is to dwell in a place such as this will stab somebody sooner or later. Wait, I mean...
Natsu-san has stabbed no one. Probably.
but sooner or later, as I said.
I don't believe that's the issue here.
About this decorative room, Mr. Sholmes. Why is there no longer a window? Do you have any idea?
No window.
Well, I mean, I can clearly see that there is a window of sorts. But it's been completely blocked with bricks.
I see. The answer to that question is quite simple. Window tax.
Window tax. Window tax? What is that?
Surely not a tax on windows.
Precisely that.
Oh my goodness. Capitalism.
Until relatively recently, a tax was levied on households in this country by the number of their windows. Those of lesser means, having inherited a sizable and costly family home, perhaps rapidly closed their windows up. While the rich opened windows here, there, and everywhere, in an effort to curry favor with those in power by furnishing them with large sums of tax money.
How awful. And unjust. Forcing people to live in rooms devoid of light.
Indeed. Disease was rife as a result.
What?
So, some 40 years ago or thereabouts, the window tax was abolished. But its legacy remains, as you can see, in squalid lodgings such as these, for example. If you want my opinion on the matter, they wanted him to suffocate on his own gas fumes.
Oh, I suppose Mr. Natsume's stipend for living here in Lansing is very generous, perhaps.
It would appear so. I've done a little digging, and discovered that these lodgings were offered at an extraordinarily low price.
Because the room is so awful, I should think.
Yes, I believe all these light sources are sucking the oxygen out.
No, apparently Mr. Natsume, something.
Yes, whatever you said. Correct. I don't believe the low rent is explained by the shabby nature of the accommodation.
Oh?
Still, that is of little relevance here. A matter not worthy of further attention, which surely means it'll come up later in the case.
Sure, now I'm curious.
What was it?
Low rent.
Okay.
Well over.
Well, I believe I've told you all I can now.
Thank you, Mr. Sholmes.
Ah, yes. Mr. Naruhodo,
Mr. Susato.
was it not your intention to become a practitioner of law?
Ah, you remember that, did you?
Will you perhaps be offering your services in this very matter, I wonder? That the occupant of this room, Mr. Natsume, was it?
Well, I'm not sure.
Not sure. On what grounds?
Well, I actually defended someone in court here only yesterday.
Really? Well, then I congratulate you, sir, on an ambition realized, and so promptly, too.
The thing is, it's really made me question things. Am I right to believe in my clients? To trust in their innocence?
You're in an Ace Attorney game. What are you fucking talking about?
Mr. Sholmes.
What's Ace Attorney?
Mr. Nutsimmer didn't do it, did he?
Ha! My dear fellow, I haven't the first idea.
I'm just here because I'm drunk.
But
I just thought it'd be
then-
funny.
I'm just vibing.
But why?
Resistances.
One.
That's a check resistances. You're using against something that's resistant to lightning blow.
I thought that's why you were here. Didn't you come back to investigate?
Check the resistances of the boss before using it.
Backseating.
Click on the button.
Yeah, check the resistances of the
Well,
boss.
I'm
Not
not
that
trying to
one.
win this company right now.
Help!
Not the other one. See how it's blunt resistant.
I wish
Alright.
there was a game, kind of like Ace Attorney, where you're an attorney and you defend people, but
Yes.
they're all guilty.
That indeed was my initial intention. But there are simply too many fascinating books here. I couldn't possibly ignore them.
Oh, I see.
Nevertheless, there are two facts that I can state quite unequivocally. The man who fled the scene of the crime 2 days ago was the Japanese occupant of this room, and there are witnesses who swear to having seen the same man commit the crime. That is all I can say.
Gasp.
Ah, and one more thing.
Oh, what is it, Mr. Sholmes? Tell us.
I cannot say with any certainty whether or not it is of relevance to this case, but I am quite sure that the retired army man who owns this property is hiding something. Just in
No
case
way.
you weren't paying attention before.
Mr. Gary Dub is suspicious? No. Mr. Sholmes said as much before, actually, didn't he?
That's right. Anyway, at present, that is really all that plays on my mind in relation to this case.
Now notice that. As yet, their investigations have uncovered nothing that could help establish Natsumi-san's innocence.
No, you're right. Perhaps it's time we probed a little deeper into Mr. Gary Dub's secret.
Just remember, I cannot be sure whether the landlord's secret will prove to be of relevance or not. But I wish you every success, of course, Mr. Naruhodo. Meanwhile, I'm going to try to read these books.
Hmm.
You don't happen to know
Busy
Japanese, do you?
Indeed.
Peace.
He's gone back to his book in the corner of the room.
Oh, he left.
He had to go.
Alright.
Okay.
That's good. I want to take a break.
Well, I was gonna say, I think investigation's almost over, but if he's leaving, then it's probably a good stopping point.
I would like to stop.
Yeah, okay.
And then you save.
Wait,
Yeah, Amp ever tells you to look at his stream. Her stream, fuck it.
We didn't hear that.
Wait, damn it.
Oh, look at my stream.
It's Limbus. Exit game.
Nice that game.
That
Oh, it's that
Just-
one.
We'll save again. I always do that.
No, I know.
You never know.
I mean, this game has autosave, so it really doesn't even matter. Okay.
Let me quickly
Yeah, I'll be back in a minute.
your mouse again.
I think next stream is what, the end of investigation, then we should be at least starting the trial. I know we skipped last week. Hopefully we can do next week. Something came up. And until then, have a good night, everyone. I don't have any music set up. Please hold. Later.